Hey guys, how you doing? It's Paul Hernandez here. I wanted to answer a few questions that will allow you guys to know a bit more about me and some of the things that I'm into during the week. Let's start with question one. So my first introduction to actually performing and getting involved with music was through a church community called More Than 12. That's where I started to rap. That was actually my first time really rapping in front of people, and mostly actually freestyling. They gave me opportunities to perform and lead worship, and it was actually through the spontaneous times of worship that I was able to freestyle and really just begin to get creative. And through that opened up a huge door for me to really explore some of the gifts God gave me. And to really tap into my creative side. I never knew that I would be involved with music in any way, and that was just never something I had in my upbringing. So this was really a life-changing experience to really see that God called me to use my gift and even bring it outside of the church. So this is a passion that has kind of developed over time, and that has just been to really love and appreciate animals. I've owned maybe a cat growing up and a hamster. I had a hamster, and his name was Fidget. My friend named him, and those were really my only pets I had growing up. It wasn't really till I got married that my wife and I really started to connect more with animals, and it was more so because her career path took her down a very veterinary road, and she became a veterinary technician, and ever since then we've always been surrounded by animals, and we eventually ended up rescuing 3 of them. We own 2 cats that were rescued. They were found in a construction warehouse, and we rescued 1 dog from Texas. Their names are Finn, Sloan, and Luca, and we love them very much. And it's through this whole experience of just being involved with animals, owning them, rescuing them, my wife working with them, that I've personally really become attached to them, and I've learned to just appreciate them, as God's creations, as companions, and friends, and it's an amazing thing to really be able to bond with them. As I mentioned before, I've always had a creative upbringing. I loved fine arts. I loved projects where I got to color and create and, cut out magazines. In high school, I've always just excelled in arts all the time. And it was not when I actually met this guy in high school. He was one of my best friends. His name is Dario. We started playing these online private servers. We played World of Warcraft. We played Guns Online, Gunbound. I don't even know if you know any of those games, but we ended up just hosting this online game, and we created this community. And it was through that I learned to design logos, banners. I made theme music. Everything that had to do with the design of the website and the game was something that I really intrigued me, and that's kind of where I learned all my skills to create. And it was from there that I've been able to apply all that stuff to my music. When I make cover art, when I make promo, marketing material, it's just always been something I loved, and it's an amazing thing to have that hands-on connection with the craft that way. So another thing I really enjoyed is when I lived with my grandparents. My grandma is a painter, sculptor. She's just an all-around very creative person. So I really feel like a lot of that was passed on to me, especially when I went to school. She really was kind of teaching me how to, excel in watercolors and painting. And when I had these projects, we just kind of went over and above with really making, taking my projects to the next level. So that was just something I've always been on, is just having that creative attitude towards life in general. So I just love to create, and that's something I'll always do and showcase through my music. One last thing, I guess that really ties into the creative aspect has just been doing funny impressions, and you guys have seen some of them already. I know you laughed at them. In my past, I would do all these funny accents. I had so many friends in high school, from Filipino to Chinese to East Indian, And we joked around of those days, and they would get me to imitate them and teach me words in their language. And just kind of throughout life, I've always had like a desire to just kind of imitate cartoon characters and just funny things or funny lines from movies. And you guys seen how I posted some of them. So those are one of my great passions, is just doing impersonations and impressions. I ultimately, my goal is just to really make people laugh. I love when somebody laughs, and I love when I can get a good reaction out of them too. Those are really kind of some of the things that I love to involve myself with, and keep that creative fire going inside of me. And I hope ultimately that you just learned a bit more about me and some of the things that I love. So bless you guys and have an amazing day.